RNN Solar Day 2017 is brought to you by the following: Rhode Island College, Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses, WB Mason Office Supplies, the 10th Annual Boston GreenFest, Clean Energy Development, Carolyn Sakonnet Vineyard, and the Arpin Group.
Welcome back to Belcourt of Newport. Ken, you're a pretty ingenious guy because at the break you actually came up with the data, right?
Actually, I did. Julian Dash did. He did his homework. I asked him the question.
He's good.
He came through three.
What's the answer?
So for a 3.7 megawatt solar farm powers 7,000 homes. 7, and I will remember that for the rest of my life.
Now, can I ask, to make it more complicated, is it like 1,000 square feet or 2,000? No, I'm just
Average
kidding.
home.
Oh, all right. Dr. Karen Weber, good to see you again.
Likewise, we're going to have a tiny house at Boston GreenFest with solar panels.
Oh, you are always unbelievably efficient. History.
We started out with the idea of bringing the city together. It's a multicultural environmental music festival. We want people to connect.
When did you start?
2008. And we also wanted to get a message out of greening the cities, bringing green roofs and living walls, bringing gardens back to our built environment. And that's been a little tough. I think the garden part is working. It's harder to get green onto buildings besides the green that we use in the buildings.
Absolutely. And you base everything, well, before it was all at Boston City Hall, and you've expanded.
We've expanded. We've added Faneuil Hall and Sam Adams Park.
And that was last year.
That was last year.
Was that a big addition?
It was. We did it because the government center T station was under construction.
I remember that.
So we needed to add some space. But now that we've added it, we feel like we'll embrace it.
You are not as hospitable as the mayor here. One of the times we went up there, we were taking the train, of course, poured down rain, and then it got scorching hot. It was a terrible day. As you think back, tell us about the early years, the things you profiled, how it's changed, and what we're going to, particularly for this global audience that clearly is going to be visiting Boston in the summer.
Absolutely.
What we're going to look forward to.
Well, we started out many different levels, thinking about all different aspects of our environment: air, water, transportation, community, fashion, all the different aspects, and we continue to do that. But one of the things we had was something called the 1 gallon challenge. How far can you get on a gallon of gasoline? And so we actually had independent inventors who made vehicles, and they drove them from Greenfield to GreenFest, Greenfield, Massachusetts.
Out west.
Out west, yeah, near the Berkshires,
yep.
into Boston. And we got some interesting results back in 2008, 2009. 93 miles to a gallon, 100 miles to a gallon. They were smaller vehicles.
Took them
very
3 days
efficient.
though, right?
Nope. Not at all. But go ahead.
I was going to say, one of the things that I find interesting in listening to you and learning about your program is I'm going back to my days in architecture school, and I think there was a book authored by Joseph Pfeiffer, and I think it was Art, Leisure, and Culture. And what he was talking about is how all these different parts of society were actually synchronized in the Renaissance. And I think what we're living through now is the greatest period of history since the Renaissance. And what you're doing and other groups like you are doing, I think are emanating that spirit, that positive energy through a pan to Alex and Ani.
Yes.
Actually, Alex and Ani were at Boston GreenFest a few years ago.
Fantastic. We will bring them back. What about the city? Have they embraced GreenFest? Are they a good partner? Could they be better?
They could be better. I think Boston...
Let's shift it to Newport. What do you think?
We'll build a bridge.
Yeah, big bridge. Tell us about Boston.
I think there's a lot going on in Boston, and I think there's so many different parts of the city and so many vibrant aspects, whether it be USGBC and Greenbuild, the architecture schools, the universities, the financial institutions, just the community as a whole. I think there's a lot of innovation that's starting to happen as well. We have such a tech environment in Boston and
great
Cambridge.
Sustainability place.
Exactly.
To the point where you have actually created a special around water.
Yes.
which we covered, which was fascinating and is obviously our greatest resource. As you think back again, and then we'll talk more specifically about this year and what everybody's going to experience there at Boston City Hall. What are you most proud of that you've done?
I think just the actual event, that it's taken on such a, it's come into its own. We have a team that's truly reflective of all our neighborhoods. It's from young to old. It's every color of the rainbow. I have a very young, enthusiastic group of interns that come from all different parts of the country. I even have someone from Korea, so other parts of the world.
And you're always pushing social and economic equity in the lessons there. 1 minute left, really quick. Give us the highlights for 2017.
We have fantastic eco forums at City Hall, at Annual Hall. Water and resiliency, transportation tomorrow today, designing our future, healthy us, healthy earth, green tech trends. We have an international youth summit. Students are coming from Nepal, India, Haiti, Canada, Peru. We have performers.
And it's always been multi-dimensional, international,
yes.
Global. And that's the beauty of Boston, though, right? It can host a wonderful...
Social equity is a big component of sustainability.
It really is. So when we get back, it is going to be my pleasure, and Ken, your pleasure, to bring up some of the folks that are contributing on a regular basis to Renewable Now. Ed Cardinal, and he is the host of RNN's Profile in Health and Wellness. And we will have our Ambassador of Arts and Culture, Valerie Tutson. Give us a minute. We'll be right back on RNN.
You did all right?
Richard Morris Hunt, the architect who designed Belcourt, was the first American to study at the renowned École des Beaux-Arts in Paris, France.